In this video, let me show you the available web servers that you can use with Spring Boot. So a web server is a system that can satisfy client HTTP requests on the public internet. So basically, you saw that right here. We have this message where it says Tomcat initializing with port 8080, right? So Tomcat is our web server, which is running and listening for HTTP requests. So right here, remember, we sent a request to our server by visiting localhost and then port 8080. So right here, if I send again, you can see that that sends a request to our server. So again, another request, and the server responded back with this JSON object right here. So when it comes to Spring Boot, we can actually choose between different web servers. So right here, the default, so you saw here that Tomcat initialized with port 8080. So right here, so this is Apache Tomcat. So it's an open source implementation of the Java servlet, Java server pages, Java expressions, and WebSockets. So this is the default that Spring Boot has chosen. And if you want, for example, to switch from Tomcat to another web server called Jetty, so Jetty also is quite popular, you can also do it. So Jetty provides a web server and servlet containers, additionally providing support for HTTP2, WebSockets, JMX, so on and so forth. And you can see all of the features that it comes with. Obviously, there are other web servers such as Undertow, but these two are the most popular that you will end up using. And most of the times you will just stick with Tomcat unless there is a reason for switching to Jetty. So let me show you right within IntelliJ how we're going to go about and use Jetty instead of Tomcat. So what we have to do is open up project and then open up pom.xml. And in here, if I expand that, so inside of this dependency, so starter web, so this is what brings the Tomcat dependency. Let's go ahead and say that we want to exclude, so exclusions, and then we want to exclude D. So let's say exclusion right here, and I want to say spring dash and then boot dash, dash and then starter, and then say Tom and then cat. There we go. And the group ID is org.springframework.boot, just like that. And now we excluded Tomcat. Now we need to add Jetty. So to use Jetty is as follows. So here, let's add another dependency. So dependency, and then here we're going to say spring and then dash and then boot dash and then starter dash and then Jetty, just like that. And then that should come from org.springframework.boot. And in terms of the version, I'm just going to leave the version out because that will be managed by the parent POM. And there we go. So now if this is red for you, all you have to do is expand project and then navigate to POM and then Maven, and then you can say reload project. So that will resolve the dependencies. So you can see importing. And if that's still red, go ahead and select Maven, generate sources and update folders, and that should fix itself. So now let me go ahead and so I'm going to restart the application. So restart, so stop and rerun. And I want to do that for the future. And there we go. So you can see that the application started. And now check this out. So here we have a different message. So now instead of saying Tomcat, we have Jetty started on port and then 8080. So there we go. And if I collapse this and then open up my web browser and let's refresh, you can see that this still works we are sending the exact same request, but now this time using Jetty. So here we switched from Tomcat to Jetty. So I just wanted to show you because it's really important that you understand exactly what is happening behind the hood. So there we go. As I said, most of the times you're not going to need to switch, or actually to switch these web servers unless you have to. So here what I'm going to do is actually stick with the defaults, and I'm going to comment all of this so you have it for reference. So let me now restart the application. We should go back to Tomcat, and I'm also going to leave a link where you can learn more about the differences between Jetty and Tomcat. And actually this hasn't done anything, so I think I need to stop, and then let me go back to project, and then right here Maven reload project. So this now should switch things up, and there should be a button where it says I think it's enable auto import. So if you have that option, definitely tick that instead of you having to do it through the POM every time you change your dependencies. So now if I start the application again, there we go, and you can see that now we have gone back to Tomcat.